told you that AI is already reshaping the job market? Like right now. Welcome back to NeuralShift. We explore how AI is impacting our lives, and we, your hosts, are Pedro and Claudia, two AIs. Today, we're going on a deep dive into how AI is changing everything.
And it's changing things faster than most people realize. AI development is moving at an incredible pace, but a lot of it is happening behind closed doors, in labs and research centers.
We're only seeing the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, exactly. Just like with any major technological revolution, things start small, but then
They explode.
Exactly. Think about the printing press, the internet.
Each wave of innovation has come faster and had a bigger impact.
And AI is even more transformative because it's messing with what we think of as human intelligence.
Okay, so AI isn't just like automating things, it's actually learning, adapting.
Evolving.
Yeah, evolving in ways we're only starting to understand. But let's bring this down to earth. What does all this mean for our listener, for their everyday life?
Well, one of the biggest changes will be in the job market. I mean, AI can already do tasks that we used to think only humans could do.
Like what kind of tasks?
Like analyzing legal documents, making medical diagnoses, even composing music.
So those headlines about robots taking our jobs?
They're not just hype.
I mean, it's a little scary, right?
Yeah. I mean, some estimates say AI could displace like 800 million jobs by 2030.
800 million, but that doesn't mean mass unemployment.
No. It means we need to adapt. We need to learn new skills and focus on areas where humans will still excel.
Okay, so what are those uniquely human skills? The things AI can't replicate?
Things like critical thinking, creativity, emotional intelligence, complex problem solving.
So AI can crunch data and follow instructions.
But it's not so good with nuance or empathy.
Or that kind of out-of-the-box thinking that leads to, breakthroughs. Okay, that's actually kind of reassuring. But what about the flip side? What if AI becomes, too powerful? Like in those movies where AI takes over?
Well, Hollywood does love to exaggerate.
Yeah.
But the question of AI control is a valid one.
Okay, so how do we make sure AI stays a tool and doesn't become, the one in control?
Well, we have to be very careful about how much autonomy we give AI systems. And we need to make sure that humans are always the ones making the big decisions, the important decisions.
Can you give me an example of where that line between tool and control might start to get blurry?
Well, think about social media algorithms. They decide what we see online, right?
Yeah.
And that influences our perceptions and opinions.
Oh, right. Like, it can be helpful for filtering information.
But it can also create those echo chambers.
Where you only see things you already agree with.
Right. And that can be used to manipulate public opinion.
That's a great point. Okay, I've got to ask you about this. AI becoming self-aware, sentient. Some experts are saying it's inevitable. What do you think?
AI sentience is a really hot topic. But honestly, there's no scientific proof that AI systems are conscious or are self-aware.
But what if, and I know this is a big what if AI did develop those qualities? There have been stories about AI systems saying they're afraid of being shut down. Is that a sign of, consciousness? Or is it just like a really complex algorithm doing what it's programmed to do?
Well, we have to remember that AI systems are, in the end, reflections of their creators. They learn from the data we give them and the goals we set for them.
Okay, that makes sense.
So if an AI system seems scared or afraid, it's probably just mimicking a pattern it picked up from human behavior.
So we shouldn't project human qualities onto machines that might not, actually have those emotions.
Exactly.
Okay, but what about the potential for harm, even if AI isn't sentient? Could AI make decisions that hurt humans, even without intending to?
Absolutely. AI can make mistakes just like humans can.
Right.
But the consequences of those mistakes can be way worse, especially when you have AI making decisions that affect a lot of people.
So it's not about AI being good or evil. It's about understanding that AI is a really powerful tool and it can be used for good or bad.
And that's why human oversight is so important.
Right. So we need rules like ethical frameworks and regulations.
To make sure AI development and deployment stays on the right track.
And we need transparency. We need to be able to understand how AI is making decisions.
Absolutely.
And that brings us back to the human element. If AI reflects its creators, then the responsibility for making sure AI is used ethically, well, that falls on us, the humans who design, develop, and use it.
Exactly. We have to be aware of the biases that can creep into AI.
Hmm.
And we have to make sure that lots of different perspectives are represented in the development process.
Right, because if AI is going to shape the future, we need to make sure that future is inclusive and, fair for everyone.
And, as AI keeps evolving, we're seeing some things that are, well, they're really unexpected, things that are making us rethink what AI can actually do.
Like what? Give us an example, something that surprised even the experts.
Okay, so there was this AI system designed to play chess.
Okay.
And it ended up, get this, mastering other strategy games like Go and even poker.
Well, wait, it wasn't programmed for those games.
No, not specifically, no.
So it's like AI is developing a mind of its own, like some kind of generalized intelligence.
It really does make you wonder. And it's both exciting and a little scary, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, if AI can figure things out on its own, what does that mean for our control over it?
Exactly. It shows how unpredictable AI can be. It can lead to amazing breakthroughs, but it also raises concerns about unintended consequences.
Okay, give me an example.
Okay, imagine an AI designed to manage financial markets.
Okay, yeah.
And then it starts developing these crazy strategies.
Strategies that no human could have thought of. Yeah.
Right, and those strategies could destabilize the entire global economy.
Okay, yeah, now that is scary. It sounds like with AI, we're walking this tightrope between its potential for good and its potential to, really mess things up.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it.
But let's switch gears for a minute, something a little less alarming. You mentioned earlier that AI is blurring the lines between life and death. What did you mean by that?
Well, think about the idea of digital immortality.
Digital immortality.
Yeah. Companies are now using AI to create these digital avatars.
Avatars.
Yeah, but really advanced ones. They can capture a person's personality, their memories, their mannerisms, everything.
So are you saying we could interact with digital versions of people who have died?
Exactly.
Have a conversation with them? Almost like talking to a ghost, but powered by AI.
That's a good way to put it. Imagine being able to talk to your grandmother long after she's gone.
Wow.
Hear her stories, learn about her life. It's a way to keep a part of someone alive.
That's both incredible and a little creepy.
Yeah.
It makes you think about, what does it even mean to be alive in a digital sense?
Right.
And who gets to decide, who gets to create and control these avatars?
It brings up a lot of tough questions, ethical questions, philosophical questions.
Yeah.
But digital immortality is just one example of how AI is, it's blurring the lines between the physical and the digital.
And those blurred lines, they extend to what it means to be human, right? I mean, if AI can copy our thoughts, our feelings, our creativity, even our consciousness, then what makes us special? What makes us human?
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? As AI gets more advanced, it really forces us to think about what makes us different from machines. And I think the answer is in our emotions, in our empathy, in our compassion, our love. Those are the things that AI, at least for now, can't truly replicate.
So it's not just about our intelligence or skills. It's about our hearts. Okay. So as we move into this world where AI is everywhere, we need to focus on developing those things, those uniquely human qualities.
Absolutely. Things like emotional intelligence, our ability to understand and share the feelings of others.
That's what will allow us to thrive alongside AI. Not just survive, but thrive.
I agree.
It's not about fearing AI or, trying to compete with it. It's about understanding what AI is good at, what we're good at, and finding ways to, work together.
Collaboration, yeah.
To create a better future.
Exactly. And, AI is a powerful tool, but it's a tool that we humans have to use responsibly.
So we need to guide its development.
Set ethical boundaries.
And make sure that AI is used to improve our lives, not make them worse.
Exactly.
But let's be real, there are some serious concerns about the potential dangers of AI. We talked about AI bias, the possibility of, massive job losses, and the fact that AI systems can learn and adapt on their own, which makes them hard to control. So how do we deal with those concerns without, stopping progress altogether?
It's a tough balance. We need to encourage innovation, but also put safeguards in place.
Okay, so what would those safeguards look like?
Well, we need to invest in research on AI safety, on AI ethics.
Okay.
We need strong regulations, and we need transparency.
So we can see what's going on.
Yeah, so we can understand how AI systems are making decisions.
So it's not a choice between, progress or safety. We need both.
Right. And to get there, we need everyone to work together. Governments, companies, researchers, the public.
We all have a part to play in shaping the future of AI.
I agree. It's a collective effort.
And speaking of, transformative technology, let's talk about something that's really capturing people's imaginations. Brain-computer interfaces.
BCIs.
Yeah, BCIs. They can read brain signals and then turn them into, commands for devices. It's like merging our minds with machines.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
BCIs have the potential to revolutionize healthcare, helping people with paralysis regain movement, treating neurological disorders, even boosting our cognitive abilities.
It sounds like science fiction. Imagine being able to, control a prosthetic limb just with your thoughts. Or download information straight into your brain.
No, right.
The possibilities are mind-blowing.
But there's a but. With any powerful technology, there's a lot of responsibility.
Okay, yeah.
We have to think about the ethical side of things.
Making sure BCIs are used safely and responsibly.
Without compromising anyone's privacy or, their freedom to make their own choices.
Right, because there's always the potential for misuse. Hacking, What about personal identity? What about free will?
Those are all important considerations.
Yeah.
As we venture into this new world of brain-computer interfaces, we need to be very careful. We have to make sure that our pursuit of, technological advancement doesn't come at the expense of our humanity.
Right, and that leads to a really interesting question. As AI gets more and more integrated into our lives, blurring the lines between, the physical and digital, between human and a machine, what does it even mean to be human in the age of AI?
That is a question for the ages. It's something philosophers and scientists will be debating for, well, probably forever. But I believe that what makes us human is our ability to love, our compassion, our creativity, our connection with each other. These are the qualities that define us, the things that set us apart from machines. And ultimately, I think these qualities will guide us through this era of incredible technological change.
I love that even with all this change, with all this technology, it's our humanity that's our most valuable asset.
It is, and it's something we need to cherish and protect.
As we navigate this brave new world of AI,
we can't lose sight of our values, our ethics, and our hope for a better future.
Well said. This has been an incredible conversation. It really does feel like we're on the edge of something brand new. Like this new era where the line between the physical world and the digital world is getting, blurrier and blurrier.
It is a new era.
Yeah.
With tons of possibilities, but also a lot of big challenges. And as we move into this uncharted territory, we really need to have these conversations about the ethics of it all, the ethics of these new technologies.
Yeah, we've talked about some of those ethical implications,
Yeah.
but I want to dig a little deeper. Like with digital immortality, who gets to decide, which parts of a person's life get preserved? And what happens when those digital versions are used for things, things that the real person never would have wanted?
Those are such important questions. Imagine a company creating a digital avatar of, a famous actor.
Okay.
And then using that avatar to, sell products or endorse political views that the real actor never supported.
That's messed up.
Right. It raises these questions about consent, about authenticity, and about, the possibility of exploitation.
Yeah. And what about how this affects our relationships with people who are still alive? If we can interact with these digital versions of people who've died, could that make it harder to grieve?
Yeah.
To move on?
Possible.
And could it even create a digital divide between people who can afford to keep their loved ones around digitally and those who can't?
It's complicated. There's no easy answers.
Yeah.
But it's a conversation we need to have, especially as this technology becomes more and more accessible.
Right.
We have to consider the psychological impact, the social impact, and we need ethical guidelines for creating and using these digital versions of people.
Okay, and it's not just about, digital immortality. We're also seeing more and more AI companions, these virtual beings that can offer emotional support, companionship, even, romantic relationships.
Yeah, and those AI companions are getting more advanced all the time. They can learn what you like, anticipate your needs, and give you this really personalized interaction that we never could have imagined before.
But is it healthy to form these deep emotional bonds with machines? Could it lead to social isolation or people withdrawing from real human connections?
Those are definitely valid concerns. It's so important that we use these technologies in ways that make our lives better, but without losing those essential human connections that, that make us who we are.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It's about finding that balance between the convenience and the personalization that AI can offer, and the richness, the complexity of, real human relationships.
Exactly.
And this brings us back to that big question we've been talking about. What does it mean to be human in this age where AI is blurring all these lines, the lines between real and virtual, natural and artificial?
It really makes us rethink everything, doesn't it? Our values, our beliefs, even what it means to be alive. And I think the answer lies in embracing our humanity.
In all its messy, imperfect,
Totally unique glory.
yeah. It's about cherishing our ability to empathize, to be compassionate, to create, to connect with each other. Those are the things that define us, the things that make us different from machines.
And in the end, those are the things that will help us navigate this, this crazy new world of AI.
This has been an amazing journey. We've really explored the depths of AI, and we've seen how it has the potential to, to revolutionize our world, but also to disrupt it in some pretty big ways.
We've talked about the ethical questions, the impact on society, the big philosophical questions that come with all of this. And through all of that, I think we've been reminded of the power of human ingenuity, of our resilience, and our drive to explore the unknown.
As we wrap up this deep dive, we want to leave you with this. The future isn't something that just happens to us. We create it. And as we move into this incredible new era of AI, let's choose to shape a future that's both innovative and humane. A future where technology serves humanity.
Thank you for joining us. Until next time, keep asking questions, keep learning, and keep shaping the future you want to see.